Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador. First of all, my sincere apologies. I had a clashing program and I needed to speak there as well, so I couldn't get out of that. But I'm glad I still made it here. This is still home as far as I'm concerned. We're talking about business as usual, changing that approach and the role, as far as I'm concerned, that the private sector has to play in this. There's no time more than now that the private sector's involvement in bringing peace, in working with governments, in improving the environment for transparency, moving economies out so that people can move from poverty to sustainability, to needs. There's no time better than now for that. One of the things that we've seen over the years, and Paloma just mentioned a bit of that as I walked in a few minutes ago, is the need for co-working together between the private sector and the public sector and the multilateral agencies. Why is this important? Over the years, we've had a lot of suspicion, we've had mistrust, we've had a huge trust deficit coming up. But today we see, one of the things that we've begun to see is that whereas governments and the trust factor in nations of their governments has gone down, what you've actually seen is that the trust factor for businesses have actually gone up. So you've actually seen a reverse in some of these things happening. And what is making this difference? Information, IT, exposures, transparency, the light coming on to businesses, a need for businesses to begin to report properly, to report what they're doing, but more importantly, the social capital that businesses require to operate in sectors. I come from a region in Nigeria where social capital is extremely important. I come from the Niger Delta in Nigeria, and if you do not have social capital, you cannot work there. It's extremely difficult. Now, there has been an exploitation over the years whereby the trust for businesses had gone to near zero. We've been building that up slowly and building it up such that you can now engage, dialogue, all the things that are important in partnerships, what SDG 17 actually talks about, where you begin to partner, you begin to dialogue, you begin to build institutions. The SDG in itself has created a tool, a mechanism for businesses that we can look at ourselves and we actually have a voice. We have something that we can call what we've been doing for years. And now we can itemize them, pick them up and say, I do SDG 5, I believe in SDG 8, I actually have been doing for years SDG 1, or whatever it is that businesses have been doing, you can now actualize it and put words to it. But most importantly, and I think where this institute plays a huge role, is what part does business play in terms of peace? And there are two areas I would just like to touch very, very quickly. One, we've been trying as hard as we can to bring the digital infrastructure in to the areas where you have conflict. And we found out that where digital infrastructure comes in areas of conflict, you have better access to information, quicker access to information. You're able to see where atrocities happen. You're able to see almost quickly because they capture things. And we're seeing a lot more today where social media is capturing issues and abuses on human rights and all of that by both forces on the side of government or forces on the other side. And you can capture it immediately, which means that people are now restrained in their action and what they're doing. So technology is extremely important. Now businesses have been driving technology. They've been driving innovation in technology, and it's something that we need to do. So we see that happening. The last part of it in peace and business, in the partnership that we have to do, entrepreneurship, is this. Where you want peace, the one thing or two things that drive peace, better education. First of all, once you can increase education, you find that you have the ability to sit across the table and discuss. So you can now begin to communicate at a level that is not emotive, but you're communicating with things and showing people where they need to go. So education, a better education comes with where businesses begin to thrive. And the second aspect of it where businesses begin to thrive is that you have economic empowerment. And what that does is that it begins to lift people out of poverty, which is another area that drives peace. When we can do those, then I believe that we're on the right track. I believe that business is doing well. I believe that businesses and governments are partnering a lot better. And I'm very, very hopeful that the next 20 years will see us doing extremely well.
Thank you. The poet is back.